Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Let's review the questions in the quiz 1, which covered topic 3 on numerical data and expressions and topic 4 on selection control structures. Question 1. It says, given the code segment, what is the output of this program at line 8 if the user enters the value 12345? Let's look at the code given. We have scanner input equal to new scanner system.in, string number, then we have system.out.print, enter a number, number equal to input.next, and then we have number plus equal 30, and finally system.out.print line, and it should print out the value of number. If you look carefully here, we have a variable called number and the type is string. The question wanted to test whether you know the difference of string and other primitive types such as int. You can also see from here that you can call your variable as any names as long as it is the accepted identifiers. So when we do number equal to input.next, it takes in the value 12345 that the user enters. When we write number plus equal to 30, here we are not doing normal arithmetic addition, but instead we are doing string concatenation. We are adding 30 to the variable number value that is already a string, not a number. So when we display the value of variable number, it will display 1234530, which is string concatenation. Question 2. Given the code segment, complete the code at line 7 so that when the user enters 90, it will display you have entered Z. The code given is scanner input equal to new scanner system.in, int letter, system.out.print, enter a number from 65 to 90, and then letter equal to input.next int, and finally system.out.print line you have entered, and then the letter. If you look at the code, we ask the user to enter a number which is of type int, but we want to display the character or letter as the output. Because we take in an int, we use input.next int and keep the value entered into the variable called letter. To convert an int into a character or char type, we have to use casting. We need to cast our int to char. So we should write char in parentheses, then the variable which is letter. If we run this code, it will display the letter Z when the user enters the number 90. Question 3. We have import java.ut.scanner, public class example 2, public static void main string some value, and then we have byte id, final string intro equal to hello, scanner input equal to new scanner system.int. Then we have system.out.print, enter your id, and then id equal to input.next byte. And finally, we have system.out.print line, and it will print out the value for intro and also the id. Can this code be compiled and executed? If it can, what happens if the user enters 12345? This code is valid. There is no error within this program. It can be compiled and run. However, when the user enters 12345, it will show an error. This is an example of runtime error, as it happens during execution, not during compilation. Why does this error happen? If we look at the variable declaration, we said that id is of type byte. Byte data type has the range of -128 to 127. So, when the user enters 12345, overflow happens as the number is too large to be represented by byte, which can only hold up to the value 127. So the error is at line 9 because of the user's input when it expects numbers that is within the range of a byte. Question 4. What is the value of variable largest at line 7 when this program is executed? Here we have int number 1 equal to 21 and then number 2 equal to 37. Int largest equal to number 1, which means largest has the value of 21. Then we have the if statement. If number 1 is larger than number 2 and number 1 is not equal to 0. This is basically if 21 is larger than 37, which will give us false, and 21 not equal to 0, which is true. So, false and true will become false. It will not execute the statement within the if. So, when it gets to the print line, it will display the value 21 because that was the value that we assigned to the variable largest in the beginning, as highlighted in blue. This code over here does not actually do what it intended to be doing, which is to find the largest number. The flow and logic of this code is incorrect. This code is basically to test you on the ability in assigning value based on other variable and to understand the conditions within the if. Question 5. Modify the code segment at line 2 to use appropriate maths class methods. We have calculate equal to 4 times 2 times 2 times 2 plus 3 times 3. Which of the given answers is correct? We have 2 times 2 times 2, so we need to use the power method from the maths class. Many of you choose maths.power, which is the POWER, which is incorrect. We have used this method several times during class and exercises. It has to be the power method that is POW, P-O-W. Within the POW method, it takes two numbers. The first number refers to the number itself, and the second number refers to the power. So, 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the power of 3. So, it is maths.pow 2, 3. Similarly, for 3 times 3, that is 3 to the power of 2, we will write it as maths.pow 3, 2. The complete answer for this question is calculate equal to 4 times maths.pow 2, 3 plus maths.pow 3, 2. Question 6. Given the code segment, complete the code at line 9 so that the output at line 11 will display sum 7 if the user input number 1 equal to 2 and number 2 equal to 5. If you look at this code, we have int sum and int number 1. So that's why when it prompts the user to enter a number, number 1 will be kept as an int as it calls the next int method. For number 2, it is of type string, so we use number 2 equal to input.next. When we want to do the addition, we are adding number 1, which is type int, and number 2, which is type string, then keep the addition value to a variable called sum that is of type int. So, if we write straight away sum equal to number 1 plus number 2, it will give us an error because we are trying to add int and string and give it to an int sum. So we need to change string number 2 into an integer. We will use the passInt method from the integer class. So we will write it as integer with capital I because we are referring to the integer class dot passInt in brackets number 2. Question 7. What is the value of variable calculate at line 7? If the calculation is invalid, write invalid. The code that we have is int num1 equal to 4, num2 equal to 2. And then we have double calculate. On the next line, we have calculate equal to num1 divided by num2. So that is 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Calculate will have the value of 2. On the next line, we have calculate multiply equal to 3 plus 10 modulus calculate in parentheses, meaning that it has the highest priority. This can be rewritten as calculate equal to calculate times in parentheses 3 plus in parentheses 10 modulus calculate. When we have multiply equal, we always need to calculate the values at the right side first before the multiplication at the left side. That's why I wrote parentheses at 3 plus 10 modulus calculate. We know that calculate has the value of 2 from the previous line. We will calculate the inner parenthesis first, so 10 modulus calculate, which is 10 modulus 2. This gives us the value 0 because 10 divided by 2 has no remainder. Next is 3 plus 0, which is 3. Then 2 times with 3, which is 6. So the calculate has the value of 6. Within the system.out.print line, we have calculate minus minus, which is a post decrement. That means in this print line, it will have its original value, which is 6. So the output from this code is 6.0 because calculate is of type double. Question 8. Complete the code segment at line 13, which is highlighted in yellow, for the if expression. Which of these is correct? If we look at the line before the if, we have choice equal to input.next.char at 0. And we can see that at declaration, we say that choice is type char. So this means it will take only the first character or letter and keep it in the variable called choice. Looking into the statements within the if, we have area equal to max.pi times radius, then displaying the value of area. So this means these two statements will be executed only when the user chooses A as their input, because A is to calculate the area of the circle. How should we write the if expression? Do we use single quote or double quote? As choice is a char, we will use the single quote. We will write if choice equal to single quote A. Remember that for string, we normally use the equals method instead of the equal to sign, because for string, if we use the equal to sign, it will compare the address of the objects instead of the value itself. For type char, we can use the equal sign. Question 9. What is the output of the code? We have final double number equal to 9.876543. And then we have system.out.printf number %f %n is also /n %.2f, number, number. See here that because this is printf, we use comma to call the variable instead of the plus sign as what we use in print and print line method. Let's look at each part within the printf here. We have number and then %f. This %f refers to the value of the constant number. So here it will display number 9.876543. Then it has %n. So this is the line separator. Whatever that comes after %n will be displayed on the next line. So the words is also on the next line after number 9.876543. We have /n. This is also a line separator, so whatever that comes after it will be on a new line. We can use %n or /n in printf. However, in print and print line method, we cannot use the format specifiers, meaning that we cannot use %n. Lastly, we have %.2f, and this is the value for the constant called number. %.2f means that we only want to have up to 2 digits to be displayed on the output. So the output is 9.88. The complete output for this line of printf is number 9.876543. On the next line is also, then on another next line, 9.88. Question 10 is on switch case. What is the output from this program if the user enters Wednesday? It goes to the cases and try to match it. The first case is Sunday. Sunday is not the same as the user's input, which is Wednesday, so it will skip the first case. It checks the second case, which is Monday. It is not the same, so it checks the next one, which is Tuesday. Not the same, so it checks with the next case. Case Wednesday is equal to the user's input, so it will execute the statement within this case. Within the Wednesday case, it has system.print today is Wednesday, so it will display that sentence. However, in the case Wednesday, it does not have a break statement, so it will continue with the next statement within the next case, which is today is Thursday and then today is Friday. The next statement is break, so it will break out of the switch case and does not execute the Saturday case. So the final output is today is Wednesday, today is Thursday, today is Friday. So those are how you would get the answers for the 10 questions in quiz 1. If you need more explanation and any of the question, please contact me privately.